Hello everyone, welcome back to another live session, the first one for this week. Um, just gotta make sure that everything is running smoothly, so gonna open up the live on my phone to double check if everything is fine. I'm gonna do that. And then I also gotta drop a message in our free Telegram that we are currently live. If this is your first time stumbling upon this channel, make sure to check out all the links below the video, below this stream, and join the free Telegram channel. A lot of free and valuable information there. Um, in the meantime, if you can guys let me know if you can hear me well, that's gonna be perfect. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Right. Free Telegram channel right here. So I've already seen some bullish pressure since the beginning of the session, or even earlier. Price has been pushing up, to be honest. So I am not even sure whether I'm gonna get an entry in the next hour. So we'll have a look in just a second. Obviously, we're gonna go through euro, dollar, pound, dollar, gold. We're also gonna check out the yen cross pairs, mainly euro yen and pound yen. We did have some really good opportunities yesterday, and it was all shared in the premium Telegram channel. Okay, message sent. Just gotta do it once again on Twitter. And then we're gonna have a look at the chart. You guys let me know if you currently have any trades or if you're looking at any specific setups. Don't be shy and just share them with us. Okay, here we go. All done. So, what has happened in that one last hour? Pretty strong move, to be honest, here on euro dollar. Obviously, we're breaking above this resistance right here. It is fine because we still have this level, which I feel like will affect price action. But first, we need to get to that level, right? If we look at the 15-minute time frame, obviously that would have been the entry down here. So again, what do we have? We have price taking out this liquidity, okay, retesting a level as well. At the same time, we also have some support areas right here, whether you trade order blocks or demand zones, whatever it may be. In this case, it would have been even better if price dropped by just another, let's say, roughly 10 pips to the downside. That would have been a really, really good setup. But that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Euro dollar already pushing way too high for us to look for an entry. Pretty much the same thing here with pound dollar though. Now it doesn't mean we've missed the entries because we still could get a pullback. Okay, so let's see how far this will continue before the pullback happens, and then during the pullback we could potentially look for some continuation trades. All right, so euro dollar and pound dollar, just gonna skip them for now and probably come back to them later. What about gold? Well, pretty much the same thing, to be honest. I mean, we've got a strong continuation to the upside. If you are looking at the 5 minute time frame, maybe you could have get an entry, but I don't think so. I personally wouldn't get an entry in this type of price action here. So I'm gonna be looking for opportunities later on here again. Now, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, obviously we have this level right around $3,004 down to around 3,000. Okay, so I could be waiting for price to kind of retest that. So that means, let's say, taking out the liquidity down here. Okay, I'm not even sure whether price is going to be able to drop, because I feel like as soon as it comes into this area, it's probably going to push strong to the upside again. So this is something that we need to keep in mind. And I'm also not going to be surprised if gold just continues to the upside without giving us any entry or any pullback. So, got to be patient with this one. Absolutely the same thing here on the yen cross pairs. We just have this strong bullish continuation. So obviously, if you are holding trades from, let's say, the day before, then that's great, because you don't even have to go through a pullback. Price just continues to the upside. I did have a trade yesterday on euro yen. I closed it. I had a trade on gold. I closed it. You know, obviously could have squeezed out a lot more than I did, but still, having um profit set at 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3, this is really good risk to reward ratio. Anything above that, it becomes really difficult to hold the trade, right? So, well, I did send the video in the premium Telegram channel, what, about 2.5 hours ago. And I did say that I'm going to be looking for bullish continuation. So whoever listened, that's great. Whoever took advantage, well, they're now making money. So that's also great. But for me to enter a trade at current price levels, it doesn't make any sense at all. It's fine. We still have a little bit more. So let's say right around 1.0945, 47 for euro dollar before we most likely see some sort of reaction, which also means a potential pullback. Now tomorrow is going to be interesting because obviously we have important news. So if I have to be honest, I'm not even going to be looking to hold any trades from, let's say, if I manage to get a good entry today, I am going to be closing that trade because you know we're going to have interest rate decisions tomorrow. Wait, Wednesday, right? Here we go. And then we've got the FOMC press conference as well. This is going to be massive. Okay. Now, this is going to be on Thursday. And then on no, this is going to be on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, again, we have important news for the British pound. Okay. And I do love to trade um the pound dollar pair or the pound yen. However, I did have some trades on euro dollar the past few days also, because on euro dollar and on euro yen actually. Um, if you are looking for day trading opportunities, and just especially because of tomorrow's news, just don't hold overnight. You know, look to get in and out of the market. Obviously, Bank of Japan's interest rate decision as well. I do like it when we have a busy week when it comes to economic news, because I know that's when the market actually moves and it creates big swing moves which determine a trend direction or confirm a trend direction. If you have a quiet week without any high impact news, trust me, it's very difficult to look for trading opportunities. I mean, if you know how to read trend from the higher time frames and you know what is the overall market direction, well, you need the news to push price in that direction. So your idea could come from the technical analysis, but at the end of the day, in order for the market to create a big move in a certain direction, you will need something to push it, right? And this is going to be liquidity and also high impact news. Uh, so it's fine. I'm essentially going to be looking for continuation on most of the instruments. I feel like it's going to get more and more difficult for price to break above previous structure when it comes to the majors. However, if you look at the yen pairs and gold, I feel like we're going to see that upside continuation regardless. So where would I enter a trade on gold? Well, let's say we see that pullback happening. If we take out this low and then we see that reversal, then that's going to be great. These are the type of setups I'm looking for. Okay, why? We have previous structure, we take out liquidity. There's many stop loss orders sitting below this structure right here. We also have this support and resistance level. Okay, so a lot of traders are expecting that as soon as the market taps into that level, then we're going to see that reversal. So where would those retail traders place their stop losses? Just down below that support, right? So that's why we want to see the market actually pushing through that support and reversing later on. Okay, so this stop hunt right here is what I need in order to find an entry. And to be even more conservative, you can wait then for price to create new structure, break above that structure, and then on the retest, this is where you're looking to enter. It's probably going to reduce your risk to reward ratio, but it's gonna give you peace of mind if you wish. and I'm explaining all of that step by step, um, and also explaining various specific strategies, again, step by step strategies that you can actually use in our smart money course, which is about to launch pretty soon. Just working on the web page and some other stuff around it, but the course has been recorded, and it's going to be available soon. It's, I don't necessarily use a smart money strategy, which is one of the, the popular ones, but just a few key things from the smart money trading, such as supply and demand zones and liquidity. This is all you need to have a pretty decent strategy. And I'm only talking about a pure price action strategy. I'm not talking about, using indicators or um, looking at many instruments. I don't trade that many instruments. Such a strong bullish momentum didn't give us any chance before it happened. Um, well, obviously, maybe slightly earlier, but if I have to be honest, I'm not sure. I would have been looking for price to um, come a little bit lower, so here on euro dollar. So I probably wouldn't get into that trade here on EU. Looking at GU, more likely. But euro dollar, definitely I wouldn't get into a trade there. Same thing on gold. I wouldn't have an entry here either. Now another yen pair is the Aussie yen. But with this one, obviously pretty much the same price action in this case here as well. So we're approaching some resistance, not just on Aussie yen, but some other instruments as well. And I'm expecting to see a little bit of relief of that bullish move, right? We have to see a pullback at some point. So this is what I'm gonna have to wait for. We also have dollar yen with potential pullback soon. We're now testing this previous high, um, but we may even surpass that. The way it looks like, I mean, um, we have some strong momentum. Are we gonna reach this high and then see a pullback? I'm not sure. Just gotta wait. So this right here is 25th of 11th of March. So from 11th of March for a week, we've done around 570 pips here on pound yen. I mean, this is what happens when you have a clear trend. And it's the same thing with gold. What else? Pound Aussie is another pair which moves pretty similarly. Whenever you have a clear direction and the market is either going up or down, you tend to see big moves in a short period of time. Alright, so here is that level 1.0947, 0950. So let me in fact go up to the 1.0950 as kind of a more uh, round number here. So let's see what happens around this level. Price has reached previous 15-minute high here on pound dollar as well. Now this is where I'm gonna start observing price action and you know see whether we get a pullback or something. Hi Christo, all good on my side. What about you, mate? I know, I remember you said. So how was your holiday? Did you have a good time? It's always good to get some time off to recharge. Yeah, I know. Well, that's because you're not living the dream yet, you know? You become a full-time trader, you can do whatever you want. Well, at least that's how people think it works. Not necessarily, but see, a lot of people think that they start making money from trading and do nothing else. But having trading as a full-time income is probably the most difficult thing out there, honestly. So much mental pressure. It gets to a point where it's not even worth it. So you gotta do something else on the side anyway. Mm-hmm. Flow of diff. So I bet the weather was nice. So that's great. There were maybe a couple of days, few days where it was probably raining. But most of the time it was quite nice, warm, hot, sunny, right? I don't know. It's been over 20 degrees pretty much every single day for the past week and a half, maybe 17 to 20 degrees. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, looks like we're easily breaking through that 15-minute high here on pound dollar. So we're gonna see the same thing on euro dollar. Hmm. I do want to see some rejection here. I do want to see a pullback as well. I landed after the cold and left before the new cold wave. Consider yourself lucky then. Wait, did you say, are you based around London or was it Manchester? Yeah, we can see some weakness in the USG. And also, tomorrow is going to be very important because of the interest rate decision. So I don't think we can, um, rush with our conclusions whether we should go long or short. I mean, when it comes to day trading opportunities, we could potentially find something, but right now I probably wouldn't enter a swing trade, because say for example, looking at euro dollar, obviously if we went long earlier, then that's fine, but trying to find an entry right now and having such high impact news tomorrow, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Just above Heathrow. Okay. So let me just see what's the weather gonna be like in London. Well, nearly 50-50. 4 out of 4. 3 days out of 8 days. It's gonna be raining. So what are we today? 18th. 17. It's fine. Not too bad, you know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I feel like back in 2015, 2016, 2017, it was much colder in the UK, wasn't it? It kind of gets to, you know, normal temperature now, even in the cold months. But I don't know, it was winter was really cold. Didn't get much snow in the UK when I was there back in 2015, 20, but it was really cold. Oh, I don't know. Haven't been in the UK for about 3 years now, I think, maybe even more, 4. Yeah, obviously God is not gonna wait for us to enter. Three years ago, snowed for a couple of hours with 2 inches of snow on the ground, and all the roads got gridlocked. Yes, yes, people are panicking over there. With a bit of snow. Do not snitch on yourself, man. I'm not gonna be the fun police and tell you that you're not supposed to do that, but I don't know. I don't even see a strong rejection around those resistance levels here on the majors, euro dollar and pound dollar. I do want to see some rejection, but it looks like price is struggling to kind of stop and reverse. Instead of that, it looks like keeps pushing, at least for now. Obviously, this is the 15-minute time frame, so we'll need more time. So let's have a look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, very bullish candles. Okay, let's say you got away with it. Okay, so 3038 for goat as a next target. Well, not too far from it. We've actually made it halfway through. I thought we're gonna reach that level, but not as quick as we're approaching now. You guys make sure to check out the links below the stream. Join the free Telegram channel if you haven't already. And that's where you can find my contacts, where you can send me a private message. Best thing to do is to send me a potential setup that you're looking at, or maybe a trade you did, whether it's a winner, a loser. It does not matter. We can pull it up on the screen and we can have a look all together. I'm sure this is going to be helpful to other traders, you know, trying to improve their trading. And like I said before, we're about to launch some new courses, free course, a smart money trading course, including multiple strategies. So if you don't have a strategy, well then you're gonna find a step-by-step strategy that you can follow. Of course, back tested or forward tested first. But one of the strategies, or maybe a few of them, included in that smart money course, could be the strategy that takes your trading to the next level. So keep an eye on the free Telegram channel. We will let everyone know once the course is live on our website. What about Euro Aussie and Pound Aussie? Because I'm expecting to see continuation here as well. See, we don't have that much of a bullish momentum here. But that's mostly because we have bullish price action on Euro dollar. We also have bullish price action on Aussie dollar. So that's why we don't have that much of a reaction. Probably the same thing on Pound Aussie. Overall, I think we're going to continue bullish here on those cross pairs as well. I am not looking for trading opportunities right now, but something to keep in mind. Maybe some of you guys are only trading, say, the Pound Aussie or the Euro Aussie. In that case, I would be looking for bullish continuation here as well. There's just not that much happening on the pairs that I normally trade. So Obviously, we're not going to be looking for a long entry all the way up here. In order to have a better risk to reward ratio, we have to wait for price to create some sort of new structure that we can work with. Right, so let's say we need to see a higher low or something like this. But as long as we keep pushing up without any pullbacks, well, then that means I'm not looking for entries. Just got to be patient. There are many days like this one. And because we don't have a setup during the early session of the day, the London session, it doesn't mean we're not gonna have a decent setup later on during New York. So I would love to know if you guys want me to do New York sessions as well. Not that many people joining during London. Now looking at gold and how strong of a move we have, we could potentially expect for price to possibly form a pullback and maybe not come all the way down here. So let's say anywhere around this area may give us a good entry. Now this is not an area where I would place a pending order, for example. Definitely not. This is a zone where I would expect for price to come and retest, and then depending on what kind of price action we have down here, I could potentially take a trade. All right. So we have kind of a slower price action here, and then we have this impulse, which is pretty much in the middle of this zone. And up here we have the 38.2, down here we have the 61.8. So for me, this is quite an important area for price to potentially look for an entry and a continuation to the upside. Depending on what kind of signal we get down here, we could place the stop loss just below this area and then targets around 3038, for example. All right, now do not take this as a trading signal. Like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to enter. I need to see price testing this zone. And not only that, but I want to see a good reversal signal. If that happens, well, then I may enter that trade. But maybe use a lower lot size just because it's not really a major structure, this one. It's just a minor structure that could be seen on the lower time frames. But the thing is, even if you enter a long trade here and then price takes you out, we're still going to be in a very strong bullish move, right? So it doesn't mean, if we break below that, it doesn't mean we're going to be looking for selling positions. It means we're going to be looking to buy at a lower level. So that's why I'm saying this one is quite risky. It's not usually the trading setup I'm looking for, to enter with my full lot size. It would be if, let's say, gold pulls all the way down to around this area, and right within this area is where I'm going to be looking for that reversal. Now if that happens, this is going to be a decent one. Yeah, 3K sounds good. Down here, I know, I just don't know whether we're not gonna tap into that level first, which is essentially my target. 3038. And to be honest, I don't have any levels to work with here on the EM crosspairs. So that most likely means, well, it definitely means I'm not gonna have any trades um, of this part of the day. But does it look like I may have a setup later on? I don't know. We'll see. Because really, where do I want to see Puba? Well, at least around 193. Um, but are we gonna drop that far? Not sure. Considering that this is the 4 hour time frame, probably not today. But let's see, let's see. I can't say for sure. This is just, I'm just thinking out loud. But it's fine. We're gonna have some movement in the next couple of days. Obviously, we have news for the British pound. We also have news for the US dollar. Um, so after those events, we may have some decent price action to work with. Maybe some new market structure to use for stops, to use for targets, all that good stuff. And in that case, it's probably 1.0925 to around 1.0930, where we could expect a pullback on euro dollar. But it's the same thing. Even if we get a pullback lower, it only means we're going to be trading within this sideways move right here. It doesn't mean we're going to be looking to sell. Okay. Now, obviously, if we manage to break below 1.0820, for example, then I may potentially expect a deeper pullback. But for now, I feel like we're very bullish. So there's no point to talk about a downside direction. The thing is, if we see a pullback here, are we actually gonna see price take it out this low? Not sure. I don't think so, because it looks like at around those levels is where we get that momentum in the market. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, it's been over half a month now, and Bitcoin is again trading around the same levels. See, that's what I'm surprised about. I was expecting that, as soon as we drop below or around the 38.2 level, we're immediately going to see a reaction. And it did happen. And obviously, I was expecting to see a continuation higher, especially with this higher low right here. But then, as you can see, we had a dip below the previous lows. And then again, I expected to actually see a strong momentum to the upside. But as you can see, we've been trading sideways for about a week now. I'm really disappointed, Bitcoin. I really believed in you. Not late though. It is going to happen eventually. So, anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna end the session around here. So something to keep in mind, maybe this area from 3018 down to around 3014. If price pulls back down here, then watch out for um, whatever kind of entry confirmation you use. All right. Now this is a more risky one. So if you are a more conservative trader, then this is definitely not the setup for you. In this case, you would have to wait for price to either create new structure that you can, potentially use as your entry, or at least wait for price to give you that pull back down towards, around the 3,000 level, maybe slightly higher, considering that we do have um, this previous structure as well. When it comes to the majors, obviously we have a lot of bullish momentum, so we're most likely going to continue higher. And I would say the same thing about the yen cross pairs as well. So I'm quite bullish now. Remember, we have important news tomorrow, and then on Thursday, because tomorrow I'm not going to be trading anyway. Then on Thursday, I'm gonna again do another live session, and we'll see how what has happened after the Fed interest rate decision. So it's going to be an interesting one. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Check out all the links below this video if you're not watching live, and if you are watching live, well, then head down below the video right now and join the free Telegram channel. So I think I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys next time. You, Crystal, have a good one. I'm glad you're back, mate, and I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much, Ivo. Would you consider trading during a major news? I don't think so. Especially not on the lower time frames. Listen, if I have a swing trade open, let's say I'm currently long on euro dollar or any other major pair, and if I have moved my stops to break even, I would probably, you know, stay in that trade. But I never open trades before major news, and especially when it comes to the lower time frame, I don't really trade, especially in that day of the news. In many cases, we actually see the market trading pretty much sideways, just because it's waiting for that momentum, for that volume, which comes during the news. So I do my best to actually avoid trading news. Don't get me wrong, I'm always happy when we have high impact news, because that's when we actually see the market either reversing a trend or continuing the trend with a strong move. So in order for the market to create those big moves, to be able to break above major highs or to break below major lows, we need something to push the market. And in most cases, this is either liquidity, or high impact news. Well, actually both. So it's good that we have high impact news. It means that we're going to have movement in the market. It means that we're going to have more structure to work with. But at the same time, I try and avoid trading around news, because I don't want to, you know, get in the trap of liquidity, as many retail traders do. And it's difficult if you have a good setup and you want to enter because you believe that the news will confirm your setup and they will push price in your direction. But I think this is where a lot of people lose money, just because they cannot sit on their hands and wait. So say for example, tomorrow I'm not going to be looking for trades. I know there are many traders who know that they shouldn't be trading, but they will probably open trades on their accounts. Yes, exactly. That's correct. Alright guys, that's all. I'll see you next time.